thank you for joining us today on our 100th annual video game discussion.
We've made it.
Yeah.
Clap it up for that one, boys.
I am
Thanks to you,
resident video game expert, Cransbury Applebottom, and I'm joined with...
Pleasure as always, Applebottom. My name is Reginald Bartholomew.
Tony Hawk, nice to meet you.
Tony, it's great to see you again.
I'm glad to be back.
Sir
on the show.
Charles at your service.
Awesome. Well, we'll be discussing the game Overcooked today. 4-player game that has appeared on PC and PlayStation 4.
Right.
Let's first start with the title, Overcooked. Now that's a very interesting thing to talk about, especially for a game like this, as it's meant to be played with other people, and it's you're in a kitchen environment trying to create food. Overcooked, what could that represent?
The time crunch. I believe it represents the rush in all chefs. I believe they actually, I've read on this. To create the game, they actually went into a kitchen and truly felt the drive in the what is it called? Kitchen. I used the word kitchen
yeah.
already.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
No. Yeah,
And having such a high consumer demand,
Yeah,
and like having to supply for the consumers.
And yet they know that at
Right.
the same time, you can't hurry cooking. Cooking is an art in and of itself. And by that means, there's no... To rush it would be to ruin it.
Right.
So the constant stress of going as fast as you can while also backlashing with the fact that cooking does take time is truly... The game is basically made to have the player feel the stress and the intensity of working in
Right,
the kitchen.
right.
Yeah, and it could be a play on words like overclocked. Like you have a time in the
Yeah.
game and you're overclocked on...
Brilliant.
Yeah, thank you, I know.
never
Wow,
thought
I
of
like that
Thank
name
you.
better.
Yes, I appreciate
that. Why didn't they call it that?
that. They should have.
They should have
I
hired
should have
me.
just... Yeah,
Should've,
they
should've.
really should have.
Green.
All right, now let's discuss the visual elements of the game. Now, the focus is mainly on food, and although there is a cartoony style, they have to be representative of what those food items are to make sure the player knows what they're dealing with. And because of that, they have to design it in a way that is simple and allows for, or rather, a lack of confusion, that people are more understanding of everything.
Simple, but so complex. Overcooked is one of the most visually advanced games I've
I've
I've ever played.
Yes.
On their 44K engine, they really they
Right.
did the graphics justice.
Yeah, truly revolutionizing
All of
visuals,
video game
graphics,
history.
and gameplay. It's just amazing. What an amazing game. Okay, now that we've covered that, let's move on to character. Now, the characters in particular are quite diverse. Yeah.
I actually
Yes.
played as the lion, I believe.
Oh,
I like
interesting.
the guy in the wheelchair.
Yeah, the
Yes, the
raccoon.
crippled-
Yeah.
The raccoon in
yeah.
the wheelchair, yes. There are a whole bunch of elements with the characters in the game. You weren't stuck to just humans. They were diverse enough to give you animals and different, like, fantastical
Which
creatures.
are
I
common in kitchens.
Right.
Yes. You know,
Because raccoons, obviously, they are the trash compactors of the natural habitat.
And with opposable thumbs, they are
Exactly.
able to wield
They are
knives.
able to
and,
wield knives.
Right.
Yes. Right, you are.
Wielding raccoons in
Right.
my kitchen. That's what I want.
Rats, obviously,
Well, you
one of the
didn't play
greatest
as a rat.
Oscar award-winning movies of all time, Ratatouille, stems a lot from Overcooked itself. Overcooked was the original rat in the kitchen aspect in the early
They didn't
centuries
actually have
of this
rats
world.
in kitchens
They
before
never actually had
Overcooked.
rats in kitchens before Overcooked. Overcooked really brought it into the mainstream and really, taught us that, hey,
Rats
wow,
actually got the ideas of harvesting food.
exactly.
Overcooked.
a little
Directly
Disney owes a lot to
to,
Overcooked.
like,
Exactly.
to
yes.
contradict your opinion. You know why I believe there's animals in the games, guys?
Why?
Because, animals have brains too, and
Absolutely.
for all those animal enthusiasts, they really cherish animals, and they think animal lives matter too.
Right.
You know what I mean? And for adding them in a game, it shows that they are complex creatures.
Right.
They do think. They can cook. They can be just like humans.
Right, they're on the level of humans.
We also
arguably.
once recognized that Sir Charles over here is a member of PETA, so he is giving a very biased opinion
thank-
about this. But,
Well,
anyway,
but thank you for joining us.
Yes,
today,
thank you for
representing,
joining us.
PETA.
as always,
Yeah, I mean, Overcooked is a very PETA-inspired, including all these animals. They're very
absolutely.
they're
Sponsor of Gordon Ramsay.
very, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Gordon Ramsay, PETA, they
Don't-
all combined to make Overcooked.
PETA was actually
Yes,
the one that
PETA
funded Gordon Ramsay's dream
and
to
Gordon
design the
Ramsay.
game.
Yes. Now, this game is an excellent example of a perfect narrative. It encapsulates everything that brings perfect story elements into a video game.
Absolutely. I
Right.
mean, the giant meatball monster at the beginning,
Right.
the time travel that gets introduced at the beginning,
Yes.
no pun intended, it is a whole lot to swallow.
Preach.
Absolutely.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. And it brings the conflict to you right at the beginning.
Yes.
It gives the characters and you, the player, motivation to accomplish all the tasks and keep moving.
Right.
Amen,
It's really
brother.
amazing.
Just
yes.
like the rest of the game where there's always the time struggle. The game gives you absolutely no time
Right.
for character development. It throws you right into the action.
Right.
Right.
Much like in the kitchen.
Yeah, some might say that the lack of character development makes the story more interesting too, because you're very unaware of what these characters that you're piloting
backgrounds and
want.
such.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
We do not know their motivation, but we know the motivation of the story in the kitchen. The kitchen really,
The kitchen
Gives us the
is
motivation.
truly the character.
Yeah.
yes.
Right.
And of course, we can't.
The kitchen is personified.
Yeah.
Wow, that was crazy. Good job.
No, that was all you. Thank you.
Excellent point. Now the platform itself is interesting because although it's on PC, it's also on some consoles, mainly allowing players to be connected from all around the world online
Right.
through this multiplayer gameplay is very innovative. Something that we don't really see anywhere else.
We can kind of bring connections to what consoles the games are on compared to books. We see books now, obviously you still have the hardcover, hardback books that most people are used to reading nowadays because that's what people are so familiar with. But we also have the option of audio reading and things like electronic reading as well. It just gives the accessibility there for people for books themselves. And it's a lot of the same with video games. It gives more accessibility to a whole lot more people that can introduce themselves to the game.
Okay, excellent point. All right, now our final topic, sound design. This game in particular, I mean, the voice acting is just incredible. With all the characters. King Onion, obviously, is a great voice actor. The meatball monster at the beginning makes excellent sounds.
Yes.
I
particularly like it when he goes like wow, and
Yeah,
then
it's
all that good stuff.
perfect sound.
That was
effect.
truly my favorite line.
Absolutely.
It actually
Yeah,
brought me to
absolutely.
Did you know the actor of Batman was the same voice actor for the Onion?
Oh, really?
Oh,
I
which
heard
actor
Christian-
for Batman, Jack?
Yeah,
Christian Bale. You're
Robert,
talking about Christian Bale, right?
No, Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
Ah, Robert
course.
Downey Jr.
Okay,
yes.
that's a different Batman.
The
I was thinking
Batman,
of.
yes,
Sorry,
of
Downey.
course.
Yes. Yeah, he was a great meatball monster in this
Yeah,
game.
he was.
Yeah, he really was.
Fantastic.
I would wish he would, push that character into the big screen. It'd be awesome to get an Overcooked film. wouldn't it?
I can see the
Oh,
connection
absolutely.
between the
I know.
Onion Man and Batman.
Oh yeah, definitely right there. And other sound design elements. Were there any particular favorites from you, or anything you'd like to include about the sound design?
I like the simplicity of it. I just like the fact that with the voice acting, it's very minimalist, but still there, as well as the sound effects when you're making the dishes, and it gives you sort of alerts of, hey, what's going on? They want to make sure that you know the hectic nature of it to not put anything overbearing onto it and not something to distract you from everything that's going on.
Right.
So I feel that the gameplay element goes hand in hand with the sound because the sound is so simple.
Anything else you'd like to feature like that? Well
I think
said there,
no.
Bartholomew. Well
Thank
said.
you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
All right, and that concludes our discussion of Overcooked. Thank you for joining us, and I hope you come back for our 101st episode. Congrats again, guys.
Next
for
week.
being here next
Wonderful.
week. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing it quick because this anniversary episode was a big delight for all of us.
Absolutely.
And that next episode, it looks like we'll be discussing Farmville from on Facebook. Yes, it's an
Yeah.
excellent game.
Right.
All right, thank you.
I have at least 700 hours logged.
Have a good one.
Amazing.